your bitch and I'm.
So, what's up, y'all? I don't know why I keep starting out with Anyways, what's up, y'all? This is what we're talking about. Today is Saturday, the 13th of June, and we are back with Ife'Talks. And today we are going to be simply talking about finding yourself. I'm trying to see if I can pop it up somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, typically when I want to talk about finding yourself, you, the individual, it's really not as hard as we may think it is, being the ages we are. Hopefully I get any age group, but I believe that the people who are watching are mostly my age. You know, I'm 21 years of age, so you know, our generation, how I like to look at it, we are very we're really intelligent, and we are really into knowing things. I believe our generation, we are now seeing a lot of things that we haven't seen before in school, in front of us, friends, whatever you want to say. And I believe that this generation is the generation to step, and if not, so forth. But I want to get into that because that's a whole nother topic. If you guys would like to get into any other topics, please feel free to leave any comment, anything you would like me to speak about, talk about. I'm all down with. I also love feedback, like I said. Also, like, share, subscribe, and follow. Don't be just sitting here watching me talk. Help us this out. It's a money move. We quarantining. It's time to get some real stuff going on, talking about, get your brains working. So, finding yourself. I didn't write down a couple things of how to do it. I just like to go off of how I can, think and speak on how I helped myself find myself, or how I am continuing to find myself. Simply finding yourself is knowing you, knowing more than what you think you know who you are. And it is taking deeper to digging, it's more than knowing your favorite color, your favorite pizza, that's crap. But finding yourself is knowing you. And I feel like the first step to doing anything of wanting to know who you are, you need to know about the little you, the little child you. Like, I would think, what did little Faye do? What did Faye like? What did Ife look like as a child? And I had to really think, like, back what excited me, what indulged me, what made me want to get into music, what made me want to do writing, what made me want to do instruments, anything that, because as a child, I wanted to do everything. Like, when they ask you, what do you want to be for when you grow up? When I tell you, I wrote down like 5 different occupations and side gigs, and as I got older, I was like, whew. So, first step, like I said, is always think about the little child you. What did you like that you didn't continue to do, that stopped, that your parents may have stopped, that you may have grown old on, the people may have felt that were immature? We don't need to keep listening to opinions. I know that we don't really learn that as we get older because we hear a lot of it. I keep messing up. I know we hear a lot of criticism. I know we hear a lot of things from our parents, and it's only because they love us. And our parents are our number one eyewitness. But let me cut you right there. We are our own witness. But our parents who raise us, who build us up, who we also gain our genetics and DNA and etc. from our ancestors, they know us. So if anything, you should always ask your parents. If you're a listener, not really close with your parents, or parent, like I said, mom or dad, find somebody who you knew was around you, friend, auntie, uncle, cousin, step, I don't care. If they raised you, if they're around you, ask them if you need to know, what did I do as a kid? What excited me? Where did you guys take me around? And it may jump some memories in your head. I remember I was thinking about a lot of things, like I used to read a lot. I don't read anymore. Like, when I tell you I can open a damn book, watch this. It's like I'm already getting tired of talking about it. I can't open a book without yawning. It's a problem. Look.
I don't know what book this is. Child's book. We're going to show you this example of me how I can't read anymore. It's time to sleep, my love. Alright, there we go. We're going to keep going. So go to sleep, my sleepy child, from Tiger Whispers in the Wild. I'm going to show you guys as well since I'm already reading the damn book. Yay! Okay. Let's keep going. The outer mutters, by the way, it's getting hard to stay awake. So go to sleep, my love. So drown. I'm messed up. Okay. So drown the drowsy bumblebee. Inside the
Hive inside his tree. I was about to say, why is the bumblebee inside the winter time? They die, don't they? I don't know. Okay, it's not working. I haven't yawned yet. It's a child's book. What I'm trying to explain to you, I felt like reading wasn't my thing anymore. And I really do love reading. It was just certain books that my mom would try to get me into to better my vocabulary and better my head, and it did help. She put me on to a lot of books. Shout out to my mom. She put me on. I read Little Women. I read Uncle Tom's Cabin. I tried, but and so far I did get into it. I read a lot of good books, and whenever I did come a lot of good books, I almost reread them, no matter how long they were. I read a book that was maybe about 1,000 pages or more, and but I read a book in middle school that I read maybe over 3 times, and that's how good it was. And as I got into high school, a lot of things stopped. Like, I stopped playing instruments, because I used to play, I'm getting there. I used to play violin in middle school, and I also play the African drums, the djembe. So those 2 things kind of stopped, and then when I got into middle school, I'm messing up, I started playing the saxophone, and I began to after I got out of middle school, a lot of things changed for me, and I began to want to do sports. I love being outside. I wanted to get active. I mean, as a kid, I wanted to be on a league, but that's a whole different story. But like I said, I got into playing softball my 10th grade year. 9th grade, I was trying to go out for basketball, but man, that conditioning, like, I commend any person in a sport that goes through conditioning, because it's a lot of work. And even though I did get into a habit of working out, so for playing softball, basketball, doing a little track, it helped build up who I was. So I knew, when I thought about as a child, I love to be outside, I want to do that, I can continue this in high school. Little bits like things in my life as a child, I had to look back just to know, well, that is me. I do like that. And I'd be like, well, I was a child. Should I still be doing it? It doesn't matter. As long as, it's legit, it's really who you are, and it's what you want to do, go for it. I ain't stopping you. Who's stopping you? Let me get into the second part. My second part of trying to find myself mostly is my family. Because family, we are family. You my cousin, she my cousin, he my brother, we family. But if we look at our family, the ones we grew up with, went to house, slept over grandma's house, all the cousins came over. You gotta think about them and know what they got you around, and they brought from their life into yours to make you feel like, hey, this is me too. Like my grandma, now that I'm thinking about it, my grandmother, Sharon, I was about to say my grandmother Laverne, who's my mother's mom. My grandmother Sharon, she was kind of the fill hole for my grandmother Laverne, who I lost when I was maybe 3. I don't know. I can't remember how old I was. I was young. If my mom was watching, she's probably going to correct me, no doubt. But my grandmother Sharon filled the hole, and she was there. And my grandmother had a nice little garden in the back of her yard. She owned a 2 side by side duplex. She lived on one side, and I lived on one side with her. So it was always easy to just be there. And she grew tomatoes, she grew peppers, she grew I loved helping her take care of it. And if I can remember, I think my mom tended or had a little part in the garden, or had her own little garden, and it's fun. It was a learning experience to learn how to take care of something, how to watch something grow from something like this tiny or something you finna eat. And it's like, I was like, dang, I do love gardening. I would love to start gardening or I to plant and start growing my own shit, because it's more healthy. So thinking about your family is one great way too. And I know we all aren't always so cool with our family. Me and my family, we're distant because I've always moved and jumped, but I know deep down I love them and they love me, and I'm always welcome. Even if you don't feel that way, you have family, you have people who love you, and if you don't, it's no way. Alright, ask anybody. Think about somebody. Like my dad, he's a musician, he's an artist, and I used to love poetry. Like he used to have me in a group poetry and do poetry slams, and we would go out and perform, and it was great. And now that I'm really thinking about it, it's bringing back memories, and it's great to think about things that really make you happy, because as a child you're free to do everything. You're free to be curious, you're free to be wanting to do that, and sometimes if it's the right thing, you get a free lifestyle of wondering and seeing how the world is. And that's the great thing about being a child, because we are hidden from the messed up things. And that's why it's important to let our kids be kids. Don't kill their happiness, don't kill their mindset of being that this is fun. Yes, it is fun to be on life. Just because you're an adult and you're going through things and you're older does not mean you rain the parade on kids. You have to keep their minds and curiosity open, because they are the future. That's what y'all keep getting. Y'all ain't have y'all don't lay down to have kids. Y'all lay down to have people. So in order to really, if you want a good child, be kind to your child. Let them open up to the world and let them know that you are free to do anything you want, and there are some crazy stuff. I'm not talking about the crazy stuff, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. They are free to do, and their abilities aren't limited. And you want to let them know you can reach to the sky if you want to. So that's the second thing. Always think about your family, because if you think about your family, they also may help you know who you are. You are your family, so think you aren't. All right. The third advice of how to find yourself is simply knowing your dislikes. We tend to always say, like, hey, I'm a picky eater, this and this and that, whatever, and it's okay. We all have our bad habits, because everything's bad to somebody else or unliked by somebody else or whatever. But at the end of the day, we are who we are. We can't dislike or like. We just agree and respect and move on. But what I'm trying to say is, kind of forgot. Okay, like I said, one thing I think I noticed what I disliked was getting into relationships and friendship and knowing the people who you are, who you agree with and who you don't agree with. One thing that reminded me, I used to go to high school in Clarkston High School, and shout out to Clarkston, all my motherfuckers who went to Clarkston, excuse my mouth, but that was like one of the best high schools to me. Like, we used to get down talked so bad because our high school wasn't in the best area. We had a lot of students that weren't just from Atlanta. We had students from Asia and Africa and wherever you came from, Russia. We had exchange students from, to be honest, our school was a shit. And everybody kind of was cool with everybody. It was no way you weren't cool with some of the lames. They're not lame, y'all. We had literally I was friends with people, to the different types of dudes, to the different types of females. There was no way I wasn't cool. And it was because, one, for me, I don't have a problem with getting along with people. You could be weird. I will find something in you that is somewhere I could be like, okay, cool. Because it's not weird to me. You're not me. You're different. And we're all different. So, let me just stop rambling about school. I miss high school. I'm not going to lie. But what I'm really trying to say is, getting into relationships and being around different people and different personalities, you have the ability to separate yourself and be like, well, I don't like that. But then when you do that, before you judge them, look at yourself and be like, why don't I like this? Or what is it about that I do not like about it? Or, just being around different people helps. And I want to say, mainly from school and friendships, it helps you because, like I said, you're around all types of people. And when you're around all types of people, it gives you an opening eye to realizing you're not the only one on this earth with this mindset, or you're not the only one who may think the right way. You may see negatives that you may think are negatives. You may feel positive about things that you may think are positive. There could be somebody you don't like, and somebody else may agree with them. Why may they agree with each other? But you need to figure out why you don't agree. There's nothing wrong if you don't agree with, if you don't agree with Black Lives Matter, there's a problem. But I don't want to be on to that either yet, but like I said, we agree, we disagree, we all are different, we have our opinions, cool, respect it and move on. That's all we got to do. We always get mad about different people and what they do and how they move. We can't really accept that. We can accept it. Some have a problem, but what we need to do is respect it, because that's where you take yourself and know who you are and what you don't and don't like. And once you do that, you find the people you like. I used to hate this saying, well, not a saying, I can't really think about saying, but when they ask you, are you the leader or the follower? And I used to, never really think, well, I don't lead anybody. Who am I supposed to be leading? Why do we feel as if we are leaders? Why is there leadership accounted for? And I'm not saying leadership isn't, what's the word? A good attribute, I guess. Not everybody's made to lead. And that's because we're all, like I said, raised and grew up differently. So we all may have a different position of what we think we are. But I don't want people to be in that mindset. Anybody has the ability to lead. It's the given will to want to start in that in that mind space. If you want to be a leader, what do you need to do as a leader to lead? What are you doing as a follower that you're just continuing what everybody else is doing? So, whenever my mother or dad asked me, or whoever asked me, I would tell them, simply, I'm a leader. I always said leader. And as I got older, it came off smart, I don't know what they got going on, but I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I love the fact about me that I knew I wasn't in the wrong. If I knew I was wrong, I'm going to let you know. But if it wasn't me, I was over here chilling. I ain't going to say what they were doing, but I know what I was doing. I ain't worried about what they were doing. So, it's really okay, let me just wrap that up. Friendships or relationships. And I really didn't get much into relationships because relationships can be a whole different topic. I don't want to get too deep into it. Like I said, if you meet somebody, you may tend to not like it. And we also tend to accept things and leave things alone so to keep the person with us, and that becomes toxicity, which I will be talking about next video. So, fourth thing. Let's get into the fourth thing. I told you I didn't think about it, so please pardon me. And you think it's unprofessional? I don't care. Okay. Fourth way to finding yourself is knowing your faults and knowing your triumphants. We all make mistakes. We all do wrong things. We all may make the wrong choice out of spite, out of fear, out of whatever we're feeling. And we always say, don't worry about what other people think. And you don't need to worry about what other people think. It always is about what you think. And sometimes there is a point where my mom tells me, well, you do have to worry about what people think because your job or your boss or this and that. But me, I really don't be caring. I don't. Because my mama didn't push your big ass head out at 3:43 in the morning. She pushed my ass out at 3:43. I'm sorry, at night. In the afternoon. Whatever. So, at the end of the day, I got responsibility for me. I can only check me. I can only look at what the stuff I did and be like, was that cool? I don't know. You think it was cool? You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to check ourselves because at the end of the day, our actions speak for who we are. How we step and how we move, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I don't care. It depends who you. It says who you are. And yes, we are change. We can change. I believe people are interchangeable. I mean, like I said, we are our parents, and our parents are our other parents, and etc. But we are who we are, and it comes from trauma. It comes from childhood, etc. Wherever all these bits of things that create you and what you feel, that's you. But at the end of the day, this way of really trying to know who you are is knowing your intentions. What do you do? How do you react with your friends? How do you react with your family? How do you treat how do you treat yourself? You have to know, if you've done something right or you've done something wrong. And you have to be able to talk to yourself and like, look, man, I don't care. Everybody talks to themselves. Don't act like you don't. Because we all, if we're saying shit to ourselves in our head without outside, is that not the same thing? But we all have to take responsibility for ourselves a lot of times. All our lives we're going to have to. Nobody's going to do it for ourselves. We are out of our parents' lives. We are who we are. We are human beings. We are adults. That means we have to start really reading ourselves and knowing ourselves. It's not wrong to talk to yourself and reevaluating. We can only calm ourselves down because we really know ourselves more. We know what can get us, back inside. So like I said, the fifth or fourth, I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry. But like I said, that last one is basically knowing yourself. I'm gonna go back over it. First one's childhood, second one's family. Third one, did I say relationships? I can't even remember, y'all. But I'm sorry. I know I'm not doing such a great well of remembering what time remembering right now. But I just want to leave it off on a clear note because trying to go back and remember stuff is not my thing. I smoke too much. So it's okay at the end of the day if you feel like you don't know who you are. Because there was a time in my point in life when people asked me, like, what would you want for your birthday? I'd be like, I don't know. I just be like, dang, what do I like? What do I like? And I still have that problem. I still have that issue. I still am trying to figure out things about me, like, simple shit like that, because we have to know quick, oh, I love that color, or I love that food, or I love that place, or I love this, or why am I so angry, or why does this get me mad, or why am I crying because of this, why, everything about ourselves down to color, all the way down to a health disorder. Finding yourself is within all of that, and within all of that is accepting that. And when you accept that, you love yourself more and more. Loving yourself is the best love you can give yourself. Not from parents, not from family, not from strangers. Yes, all that love is beautiful, especially when it's when you feel like you are alone. But no, don't ever think you're alone, because at the end of the day, there's a billion people, maybe more, thinking the same thing. So get in that headspace that you're not alone. Everybody has the same issues sometimes, and we're all taking steps at a time, and we're not taking giant steps. We're taking a step that God put on our feet. So if you're having trouble trying to find yourself, trying to figure out who you are, you're confused on who you are, you just gotta sit and think, sweetheart. You gotta really you gotta listen to yourself. Stop with the negativity, and if it is negativity, or if you find it to be something negative that you don't agree with, think about why you don't agree with it. Once you start to ask why and realize and say, well, I don't like it because of this and because of that, this and that, you'll come to an answer, and you'll be like, well, this is who I am. And it's real simple. And I know I'm everywhere, and I'm not the clearest damn YouTuber, clearly, but I'm just, like I said, I'm only here to help you guys. I'm only here to give you my words. I'm only here to give you my wisdom. I'm only here to give you the truth. And I believe, like I said, at the end of the day, we are all amazing. I believe we all have potential, and we all have the right to do what makes us happy. I don't mean go and kill somebody or go rob a bank. Something positive that will really make our life go far instead of inside some cage, because it's too much of us inside cages right now. Especially black people, you have the potential. You have the potential. Your skin is beautiful. Your skin is chocolate. We all like chocolate. So, I'm going to wrap it up for y'all, because I've been talking all day. I've been at work since 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why I can't think. I ain't even finished my... This incense is making me fucking choke. Just to wrap it up for you guys. Thank you so much for everybody who has been subscribing, who has been listening, who has been liking, who has been watching, giving me feedback. Once again, I need you guys to all like, subscribe, keep watching my videos. I only have 2. This will be my 3rd. I'm getting better. I'm trying. If not, but I love y'all. Thank y'all. Just keep on messing with me. Keep on spinning around to my YouTube, because I'm not gonna stop talking until I get everybody wanting me to keep talking. That made sense. I don't never stop talking. But like I said, y'all have a good one. Thank you for tuning in.
Pressure, my stress is hella deep blue sea. Get the Kepler, need to find myself a galaxy. The one I'm in is so damn dark and so dim. Where did